We met our other, yeah. We met our travelers, the people that we would be traveling with on this trip. There were about 12 of us. And that night, the hotel wanted to give us a nice dinner. And because we're all Western people, they made hamburgers and French fries. But it was nice. The next day, we went with our fellow travelers back to the airport, and we got into a small private plane. Very nice. And we traveled in this plane up the mountains over the most beautiful terrain I've ever seen. Valleys and hills, coffee plantations, tea plantations. It was just gorgeous. Everybody just had their noses stuck on the windows. And we were there traveled maybe 1 or 2 hours. And we finally landed on a dirt road, not an airport or a landing strip. We got out, and there was a little lean-to, and 2 tour guides were there with clipboards, very official now. No bathroom or anything, but they had clipboards. We got into little jeeps, so they split us up. And we traveled in these jeeps for a couple of hours up the mountains. And again, past coffee plantations, past some really poor villages, just lean-tos. And a lot of men pushing bicycles up these hills, not riding them, because the bicycles were covered and laden with bananas. This is how they transported them. So we finally got up to where we were going, our jeeps, and at our lodge, which was just lovely. It was kind of in the woods and the trees. It was like tree houses. We had a lovely room that cantilevered over, a balcony cantilevered over a tea plantation, and we could lean over and hear the people singing and working. It was magical. But it wasn't exactly a tree house. We had a private bathroom and everything. But the elevation at the hotel, the lodge, was about 6,000 feet above sea level. Now, here in Connecticut, the highest town is Norfolk. That's 1,200 feet above sea level. So this was a little bit high. You're not going to get sick at this. It's not like climbing the Everest, but you're a little slow. If you forget something in your room, you have to go back went to a pygmy village. Now, it
Nancy,
was,
did you want to talk about the teenager?
oh yes, thank you, Ed. One moment when we're seeing the gorillas, this is a moment that I never forget, but I forgot it. Maybe I wanted to forget it. We're standing there and a teenager charged me. Whoop! Didn't touch me, and I screamed and ran, which is exactly what you're not supposed to do. The guy grabbed me and said, just stay still, that he wasn't going to hurt me. He was a teenager flexing his muscles in front of the big silverback. Thank you, yeah.
I remember things that she doesn't, but not often.
I actually was filming that when he did it, so I have this crazy film on my phone of, so we're going to go to a pygmy village. Now, the pygmies they're small. They're under 5 feet tall. They're not midgets, but they're under 5 feet tall. They told us that they were born normal size and they stopped growing when they're about 10 because I find that hard to believe because they're only this big. And the pygmies used to live in Windy with the gorillas for 60,000 years. Because the pygmies just ate rodents, they're small rodents and small mammals, where the gorillas are vegetarians, so it worked. But in 1991, the Ugandan government said, we can get $750 for every tourist that comes that wants to come into the jungle. Let's get rid of the pygmies. So they took them out of the jungle and said, now you're farmers. And they gave them land that they couldn't even farm, even if they were farmers. Sound familiar? So we get to the village. Now, Uganda is a very poor country, and the pygmies are the poorest population in Uganda. They have no shoes. The children only wear filthy T-shirts, nothing on the bottom. All the women look pregnant. Their life expectancy is between 17 and 24 years. That's because the children don't live very long. Hard for them to live past 2 years old. And they're filthy. They have no water supply. They live in these little thatch roof huts. And they danced for us. They had a makeshift drum that they were pounding, and they jumped up and down chanting without their shoes on, this rocky, horrible place, singing and chanting for us. I have never been more humbled in my life. We had to turn away. And a woman in our group, Donna, she's from Toledo, she took off her outer shirt and her hiking boots and her socks, and she left me there for the pygmies. And we left. The village wasn't that far from our lodge, but that night Ed and I thought, let's collect some clothes and bring them to the pygmy village. We didn't have a lot of clothes with us because they told us we only could have a duffel bag. So we didn't have a lot, but we collected some towels and T-shirts, a pair of sneakers, and odds and ends, and we put them in bags. And Ed and I were going to walk down the dirt road. We're all dirt roads. And our guide said he's not going to be responsible for us. And we're afraid. These are the most gentle people on God's earth. And the Ugandan people are wonderful. So we walked down with our bags. And as we were walking, a little boy, not a pygmy boy, Ugandan boy, ran up 8, 9 How about now? Woo! I'm not going to wear one because I'm loud, but
And I'm so quiet.
it's really loud. Okay. No. Let's see. I don't know why it's falling off, but we'll fix it. We'll try it there. Okay. Yeah. Don't touch the cord. When we practiced this, we said, now we're not going to talk to each other. We're just going to go on. But I guess that didn't work. Okay. What a gorgeous day this is. Look at, oh, what a day for a ride.
Boy, I wish every day would be like today.
You know, we're always on the same page. You always know exactly what I mean. We don't even have to talk anymore. I always know what you mean. You always know exactly what I mean.
Well, what do you expect after 50 years?
Yeah, 50 years, a lifetime. Do you think we've changed in 50 years?
Are you kidding? You had long brown hair and I had that big mustache.
I'll never forget the mustache. We were married, I think, I don't know, 5, 6 years. I had never seen you without a mustache. You come out of the bathroom, no mustache. I didn't even know who it was. I was in shock. I was laughing. I was rolling on the floor. And then our daughter, she was like 3 or 4. She had never seen Daddy without a mustache. Started crying. But what I'm really wondering, have we changed in other ways?
Other ways? Are you kidding? You know, we used to be so spontaneous.
I know.
You know, now everything is programmed. You know, we have 4 calendars.
I
And
know.
we try to coordinate them and we still forget.
Not too often.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. You remember when basically you wanted to put the church appointment on for Sunday, and we always would forget, and then we confused it with Monday.
Don't tell people that. That only happened twice. Please.
Listen, how many different things do we have on our calendar? You know, Monday we go grocery shopping,
Have to
Tuesday
write it
we
down.
cook for the week, Wednesday, what, laundry, Thursday, pay the bills, Friday we have pizza, and then Saturday it's laundry again.
If we don't write it down, we forget. You know, I don't know what's wrong with us. We used to be able to get so much done, and not now.
Well, that's because we're so slow. You know, we're getting old.
I know it. You know, in the old days, I could put a load of laundry in, start the crock pot, vacuum the whole house before I left for work at 8:30. Oh, now I can't get anything done. But I don't know. I think that we're getting some of our mojo back.
Yeah,
Feeling a little excited about this afternoon.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, for a while I lost the urge.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, I felt fat and I didn't want to indulge. I had a lot of guilt.
You had guilt?
You know, sacrifice.
Sacrifice? Why?
Well, probably my Catholic upbringing, you know, sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice.
I thought that just meant not eating meat on Friday.
Yeah.
That's a whole different ballgame.
But now, the urge is back. I'm so excited about today. I feel like in the middle of the afternoon, just like we did when we were dating. Oh, this is so much fun. I'm so happy about this. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I hope it's as satisfying as I remember.
Oh, it's satisfying, okay.
Oh. Wait, you passed it.
Past what?
Carvel, you passed Carvel.
Carvel?
We've been talking about Carvel all day, how we're going to have an ice cream in the middle of the afternoon, just like when we were young. Carvel. What did you think we were talking about?
Well, you know, I kind of knew what we meant, but, you know, I just thought that, well, maybe we would, you know,
No, I don't know. Maybe we would what?
go to Dairy Queen?
There are 33,000 assisted living communities in the United States, with 1 million people living in them. There's also 20,000, I have to get rid of making noise. We'll just leave it on you. Leave it on. So there are 33,000 assisted living communities in the United States with 1 million people in them, and another 20,000 retirement communities with another 1 million people in them. You know, we're aging so quickly in the United States. People are living well into their 90s and 100s. And this is what happens, big business. Wasn't like that in the 1900s. I grew up in a town that had a lot of three-family houses. They were built by the Italian immigrants in the turn of the last century. And they were built for a reason. In the first floor, the older people lived, the grandparents. In the second floor, the middle-aged people. And in the third floor, the young couples. And it worked. The older people babysat for the young people. It was a nice, safe environment for the older people. It was a win-win for everybody. But things have changed. Let's move ahead to 2000. Kids don't live close to their parents anymore. The kids I went to high school with, they all lived in those three-family houses. They all moved away. And kids move all over the country, all over the world. And the cities aren't that safe for older people anymore that are alone. So, the birth of the assisted living communities and the retirement communities. You've seen the ads. Great-looking people with white hair, line dancing, playing pool, blowing bowls on the potter's wheel, and eating gourmet food in the dining room. Everybody's dressed up. I mean, it works. Those things do exist. But you also give up some of your independence when you move to these communities, like when you want to eat dinner, or if you want to make an appointment doesn't coincide with the minivan. But it is a good place for people who don't want to mow the lawn anymore or shovel snow, or they can't. And it works. It's a place to socialize. I'm going to tell you a story about Helen. And Helen lives at Breezy Knoll. Breezy Knoll is a retirement facility. It isn't a knoll and not particularly breezy, but it has well-kept grounds and the building has a very inviting atmosphere. The apartments aren't exactly apartments either, even though that's what they're called. There's an open floor plan of a living room and a bedroom. There's no kitchen or any kitchen appliances like a coffee pot or a toaster because of the fire danger. You're allowed to bring your own furniture or use the furniture that the decorators have provided. Helen has brought her own furniture. She brought her bureau, but not her husband's highboy. Pictures of her and George and the boys are sitting on top of the bureau. She brought her wingback chair that's covered in Duchess of Windsor blue velvet and has a lace doily where you put your head. There's a small matching ottoman. She purchased a small sleeper sofa when she moved in case anyone ever slept over, but she's never opened it yet. She did bring her vanity table. It's an hourglass-shaped table, white. I'm sure a lot of women remember those. It's painted white and has yellowed flowered chintz fabric stapled all around it, providing a hiding place. She had it when she was a little girl and she would hide underneath. She doesn't need to hide anymore or be alone. So she keeps photo albums there and 2 bottles of blackberry brandy that she occasionally sips on. On top of her bureau is set an easel and several bottles and atomizers of perfume. The top is covered in a lace doily. There's a little stool in front, and that's where she sits to fix her hair. Helen sits there and she puts on her makeup. Her makeup consists of face powder, some blue eyeshadow, rouge, and definitely lipstick, and a little squirt of Jean Naté perfume. She has her white hair washed every Saturday at Carmela's. Carmela's salon is right there in the facility. She's very careful to put her hat on. She has a small beige hat that she's going to wear today. And she has a beautiful brooch on it that was George's mother's. She's going to give it to her daughter-in-law at Sunday. She puts her little hat on and decides to tip it to one side in a devil-may-care air. She checks her reflection in the mirror. She's pleased with what she sees. She arranges her pocketbook to go for the day. And in her pocketbook, she puts a little change purse, a beautifully pressed hanky, and a small travel-size Jean Naté. She's so happy today is cool, and she's going to get to wear her white kid gloves that she keeps in a glove box on top of her bureau. Standing, she twirls around, checks how she looks in the mirror, and she's careful to not wrinkle her beautiful dress that she's wearing with the matching jacket. She sits down in the velvet chair. From the chair's location, she has a good view of the road leading to the parking lot. She leans back a bit to check out the comings and goings, particularly the comings. There's a little tap at the door. Come in, come in. Oh, it's you, Phil, she says with a smile in her voice. Phil works at the facility. He retired years ago, and this is his second career. He's been here for 17 years. He's in good shape, and he always has a smile. His hair he keeps short, the way it was when he was in the military. He's a combination social director and manager, and always knows exactly what to say to cheer up a resident, or when to listen to something serious. She's happy to see him.
Oh, Miss Helen. Miss Helen, aren't you coming down for dinner tonight?
Oh.
You know, they have your favorite stuffing.
No, Phil. Going to my son John's for dinner. His wife is the queen of stuffing, so I won't be missing the meal here.
Well, I hope you have a good day.
You too, Phil. Enjoy that stuffing.
Thank you.
Helen looks at her watch and leans forward again to check the parking lot. She's hopeful they won't be late to pick her up. It's a half-hour ride to their home, and she's getting hungry. She's also hoping that the grandchildren, Heather and Ryan, are home from college. It's been a couple of years since she has seen them, and she's dying to know what their plans are after college. She was a teacher, and she still has an interest in what's being taught and what young people see as their future. She's practiced a few lines to use when speaking them as not to appear too nosy or too outdated. She walks over to get a glass of water, careful drinking as not to disturb her lipstick. Walking by the sliding glass door, she peeks out for another check and then sits back in the wingback chair. All right, it's been a half hour now. Should I call them? No, I don't want to sound too eager. But perhaps I did get the time wrong. I know this is the right day because it's Thanksgiving, and now but I'm not too sure of the time. I'll wait another half hour and call them. Time passes slowly, and Helen becomes more fidgety. She checks in the mirror again and decides to take off her hat. It was just too fussy. And she's a little bit nervous and worried. One more look outside at the parking lot. One more attempt to read. One more check in the mirror. And the phone rings. Hello? Oh, hello, dear. Yes, same to you. Yes. Oh, yes. Of course. Oh, no, I totally understand. No need to apologize at all. Actually, I was going to call you and cancel because my friends here have been pestering me to eat with them, and I didn't want to refuse because so many here don't have families to share a holiday with. Oh, why did I say that? They're going to think it was a jab at them. She has a smile in her voice when she's talking, but then a painful look comes over her face. Tell Robin that I'll miss her stuffing, and she must give me the recipe so I can show it to the chef here. Did she make it this year? Well, you enjoy it and stop working so hard. Give a kiss to Heather and Ryan and tell them that I love them. Love you and Robin too. Okay, yes. Be well. She puts the phone down and sinks back into her chair. It's not the first time that she's been disappointed by John and Robin, but somehow this time was painful. She has friends here at Breezy Knoll, but there's no one to talk with them about the days gone by. No one who would remember her as a younger woman. No one who has the same shared memory. She takes off her gloves and puts away her bag. She sits down in the chair and continues reading her book when there's a knock at the door.
Miss Helen, it's Phil. Are you still here?
She doesn't open the door and answers with a bit of agitation. Yes, Phil.
I thought you were going to your son's.
No, Phil. I got so many invitations from my family that I was afraid if I took one over the other, I would cause a problem. So I decided not to take any of them.
Okay, well, you have a good day.
Helen goes back to reading her novel, but her mind is wandering back to when the family was together. George was alive, and he would be in the kitchen carving the turkey. John and George Jr. were in the living room playing a game, and her parents were sitting on the sofa watching the boys. She could almost imagine the aromas from the days long ago, but she could definitely imagine the feelings she had back then. How important family was, how much fun they would have laughing at the dining room table, and how George sometimes would have too much to drink and stop. I have other memories for Thanksgiving. Trust me. I'm going to have some for today, too. She could imagine, I almost imagine the aromas from the days long ago. But she could definitely imagine the feelings she had back then, how important family was, how much fun they would have laughing at the dining room table, and how George sometimes would drink too much and start telling awful jokes. Her mom would help with the dishes while her dad would take the boys for a walk. George would put his arms around her while she was at the sink and give her a big hug. Sometimes she can still feel George's hugs. This is what a holiday with family was about.
It's me, Phil.
Helen opened the door, and Phil was standing there with 2 plates of sandwiches.
Miss Helen, you know, the kitchen closed and I missed the meal, but I was able to put together a couple of sandwiches, you know, with the nice cranberry sauce. You know, I was hoping that you would share a meal like this for me because I don't want to eat alone.
Helen thought for a minute and then turned to her table that had 2 chairs around it. She moved the lace doily and the begonia plant and simply said, "Let's eat over here." Phil put the plates down while Helen searched under her vanity table for the bottle of blackberry brandy, then poured 2 glasses. Blackberry brandy wasn't exactly the right choice to go with turkey sandwiches, but it was the right choice for toasting a friendship. I think we're over. Another aside, we did a performance here a few years ago, and Ed had this in his waist, and it fell down. So he was dragging it around.
upset and not confident enough about it.
It happens to everyone. The best actor, Laurence Olivier, sometimes forgets his lines.
Well,
I know it.
you've been practicing dozens of times in the past couple weeks, and you never make a mistake.
Never make a mistake. Weren't you out at the grotto that Sunday where I had a reading and I read the one from the wrong week? I read the one from the week before.
What happened?
Well, I turned to Father Bill. I was in panic, and he said, just keep going.
You are the woman that said she could perform in front of Pope Francis.
Oh, Francis, he's in his Pope-mobile. He has a teleprompter there. There's earbuds. People are telling him what to say. And his connections I don't have. This is totally different. This is going to be in front of Father Don and Father Bill. They travel all over the world. They give speeches, ad-lib in different languages. Oh, they'll never forgive me.
Forgive you? I think that's part in their job description.
I know it's not a sin. I didn't mean that kind of forgiveness.
Well, what's the worst that could happen? You know, St. Peter's there at the gate, he's waiting for you, and he said, you know, honey, you boxed up that talk there at the church the other day. This gate is just for star performers.
So, St. Peter calls women honey. Yeah, I see. But, stop making fun of me. I just feel a little edgy.
Take a pill.
What kind of pill? dress designer. So much fun. She speaks English, sort of. We're going to be pen pals forever. 4 years later, 1963. Dear Serafina, I can't believe that we're getting ready for high school. I can't wait. I think I'll take Spanish. They don't offer Italian. Everybody here in my town speaks Italian already. I could learn to speak it if I took it, so when I visit you, I miss you, Margaret. 3 years later, 1966. Dear Margaret, I love a high school now, and there are so many more students than I can get to know. The little school in my town was so isolated that now I feel like I'm in the real world. It's wonderful. I don't want it to end, but fashion school will be even more fun. Lava Serafina. 1 year later, April 1967. Dear diary, I hate school. I just don't fit in. I feel so alone. Everyone is dating except me, and they never stop talking about the proms. I'm even embarrassed in front of my parents that I'll be sending home on prom night. Same day. Dear Serafina, prom night is getting close, and I'm so excited. I'm going with Brad. He's the hottest boy in school. I'll let you know what I'll be wearing after my mom and I go shopping. How's school going for you? I've applied to Payer Art College and have an interview next week. I have to take a few samples with me. Miss you, Margaret. 1 year later, September 15th, 1968. Dear Margaret, I will also be going to uni this year. I have a very special news. I'm going to have a baby in March. The boy I've been dating, Dante, he's leaving for a job on a boat in the Baltic Sea. He'll be gone for a few months. My dad, I talked to his father about a marriage, and we'll talk again when he returns. It will all work out. I'm looking for a job since Dante is not here to help me with medical bills. Good luck with your interview. You'll nail it. Lava Serafina. A few days later, oh, poor Serafina. She's pregnant and it seems like the father has abandoned her. Her plans to go to fashion school are all gone. Now she has to work to support a baby. I hope I can cover up my word for her. Dear Margaret, she's here. Baby Margarita has arrived, and I'm naming her after you because you're the person closest to me. I will call her Rita for short. My cousin will be the godmother, but it really will be you that will be her godmother. I miss you. She's a beautiful. I tried to contact Dante to let him know, but the letter came back. Lava Serafina and Rita. March 1969. Dear Serafina, baby Rita, I'm so excited for you. Does she look like you? I can't wait to see her. Give her a big hug and a kiss from the godmother. You are so special, and Rita will be a special gift to you as well. Art school's going on, and I'm going to have an opening next week. Love, Margaret. 2 years later. Dear diary, almost done with school. It's been the best years of my life. And then to top it off, I met Kevin at an art opening. He's a med student here at Yale. I think I'm falling in love. 1 year later, December 26th. Dear diary, Christmas was a whirlwind. Kevin popped the question, and he gave me his grandmother's ring. It's beautiful, and it fits perfectly. I'm so in love. Move ahead to 8 years later, May 15th, 1980. Dear Serafina, good news. Kevin got a job with a medical group in Connecticut, and we're moving back home. We made a life here in Baltimore, but I really wanted to get back so I could see my parents. We won't go back to Waterbury, but a town that's closer to New York. We're going to buy a house and make sure there's a special room for you and Margarita when you come. How is the sweet Rita? She must be getting ready to finish 5th grade. Give my beautiful goddaughter a kiss from me. 10 years later, 1990. Dear Margaret, I started a new job in a clothing store here in Avella, and now I have enough money to help Rita with school. She is the love of my life, and I don't know what I would do without her. I know I never mentioned her father, but I'm glad he's knowing the picture, and he doesn't know this joy. I met a man, and we're going for dinner next Serafina, Rita will never have to worry about school. She's my goddaughter. I have no children. It would be an honor to help Rita with her education. I know you're a proud family, but you would do me a great favor. By the way, have fun at dinner. Love, 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 Margaret. 8 years later, 1998. Dear Serafina, I'm not teaching anymore. The school where I spent so many years teaching art has closed. I'm sad, but I started to volunteer at the hospital. I read to patients. Kevin's working so hard at the medical center, and sometimes he comes home too tired to talk and too tired to eat. I worry about him, but he never complains. I wish you could meet him. You would love him. How's Rita doing in Naples? Is her husband as wonderful and as handsome as his picture? She did send me a letter last month, and it was wonderful to hear from her. She called me her godmother, and that always warms my heart. I can't believe you're still working at the department store. Hope you get a discount on clothes. I know how much you love your clothes. Love, Margaret. November 2010. Dear Margaret, my dad passed away last night. Mama, Rita, and I were with him. He struggled so with his lungs, but they finally gave out. He held Rita's hand and said she was his best present. Rita and Pietro are moving from Naples to Roma. I won't see them often anymore, and I'm happy for them, and they both have wonderful careers. Maybe they will make me a grandmother someday. Lava, Serafina. Dear Serafina, January 2011. I know the special love that you have for your father. I'm so sorry that you lost him. Hang on to your mom for as long as you can. I miss my parents too. I feel like it's just Kevin and me in this world. No legacy, no past, just living in the present. I do take great joy in hearing about Rita and Peter. Sending love your way. 9 years later. 2020. Dear Serafina, thank you for all the beautiful letters and words to express your condolences about my losing Kevin. It's difficult now, but I will get through it. COVID hasn't made it any easier. I'm pretty isolated. Life has been wonderful, and then it's all gone. I will live remembering all the joys that I've had. I knew this day would come, but I never really faced the reality of it. I guess no one does until it happens. I haven't learned how to live alone. I haven't learned how to process my grief. I haven't learned who I am without Kevin. Guess I will. There's no other way out of this. Love, Margaret. December 20th, 2021. Dear Diary, it's been hell since Kevin died. He was my everything. I'm not sure how to cope and adjust to my new life without him. How did this happen? How did we get old? Everyone around me is aging too. I'm still rattling around in this house, seeing Kevin in every corner. I sleep on the same side, hoping he'll crawl in next to me. I pretend he's there. Serafina and I are still close. I miss her so much, even though it's been 63 years since I've seen her. I have pictures of her, but when I think about her, it's that little girl visiting her Nona. The years flew by and I never got to visit her. What a mistake that was. Sometimes I feel she's right here next to me. Dear Margaret, January 12th, 2022. Happy birthday. I know it's no easy to celebrate with COVID, losing Kevin and the uncertainty of life as we age. Since my dad died and my mom in 2012, I've been thinking about us selling the house. I know I grew up in it, and it's very difficult. Rita's not coming back from Roma. She and Pietro have a wonderful life there. Anyway, I could really use the money. I haven't worked a day since 2011, and all of my savings are gone. I know you're saying this does not sound like Serafina, but this is a Serafina now. No more pretending. Just a looking in the mirror and realizing that the time for dreams is over. Now it's the time to just survive and make it to the end. I am lonely and a bit broken. I am so sorry to be so down, but it's not down, it's reality. Enjoy every day, that's what we have to do now. Love, Serafina. 1 month